it is looking so wonderful, Kevin. In fact, why don't you come on in here to this place at the Panorama Towers. I'm calling this the party at the Panorama tonight. And as Kevin mentioned, 22 stories above the strip. Let's go ahead and take you outside here because while the party in here, hey guys, look at them. They're too busy pouring drinks right now. That's okay. We'll get back to them in just a minute. But while the party in there looks great, check out this view. And how gorgeous is that? You know what? Let's go ahead and show you all the way down there. See Caesar's Palace there? That's where Jim and Jessica and my co-anchor Dan Ball are right now. A little bit farther up, of course, we do have Fremont Street and the old Fremont Street experience. That's where Kevin Janison is. But look at what I have over here. I mean, I have City Center. I have a Cosmopolitan. Of course, the Monte Carlo, Tropicana down in Mandalay Bay. It is absolutely gorgeous. And how lucky am I to come here to the Panorama? Well, I had to get a special invite. A very close News 3 friend, Amy Turner here. Hi! She actually owns the place. We have some good friends as well. Here's Steve Freese, a world-renowned journalist. And of course, you know, I had to bring a date. Moxie Morrison, my special friend, who's a little camera shy at the moment. But all right, Amy, I got to ask you, how is it to stay here and live here just minutes away from the strip with that gorgeous view?
Well, I think everybody would agree that Las Vegas is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and this is my wallpaper. It's just fabulous living here and being able to look out and see the excitement of the city and be right in the middle of it.
Yeah, fireworks, of course, are going to be going on right outside that window. Of course, one of the best views tonight. It's going to be right here on Channel 3, once again from the Panorama Towers. And of course, this wouldn't be a party without food or drink, right? And so we do have some drinks over there, courtesy of Southern Wine and Spirits of Nevada and, of course, of Red Rock. And we're going to start off with what else but starters.
This is our workspace, nice, small, tight little kitchen here at Red Rock.
At LBS, it's a small space, but as executive chef Anthony Meidenbauer shows us, there are big flavors.
What we're going to do is throw some sliders on the grill. This is our special blend that we have made specially for us. It's a blend of dry-aged beef, all natural Hereford beef. It has a little dry age in there to give it a nice minerally strong flavor, just like you would get at a steakhouse.
Throw some butter down, brioche bread, toast nicely, then top with spicy mustard and ketchup made in-house.
It's not coming out of a jar. We're taking tomatoes, tomato paste, sherry wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, honey, sugar.
In a few minutes, the burgers are ready to flip.
We'll take and put a little bit of these onions on the burger here.
And serve.
And there we have it. The LBS beef sliders.
Now onto Hachi with chefs Martin Sweet and head sushi chef Fernando Cesario.
Today we're going to make our 420 roll. Yes, our 420 roll. It was more of a festive roll, a bit more of indulgence today. We're going to use Wagyu beef and some lobster.
A sushi roll that starts with a foundation, rice, nori, then avocado, and corn tempura.
It's actually corn tempura, so it's fresh corn that's been shucked, and then we actually tempura fry it with a little bit of Japanese 7 spice.
Top with seared Wagyu beef. Indulgent because
much more fat content. The actual animals probably live better than you and I.
Also on top, poached lobster. Then the 420 roll is finished with spicy mayo and fried shallots.
Very decadent. Happy New Year to everybody.
All right, so through the magic of TV, what do we have here before us tonight? Of course, the 420 roll that you saw there in the story. We also have the sliders, thanks to LBS, and also some onion rings, some chips, and some sweet potato fries. And Steve, you were saying, okay, come on now. This is supposed to be a really nice affair, but what's up with the comfort food? I'm not complaining, buddy.
I don't mean to complain. It's lovely. I mean, it's great to have some chips and burgers, and this is only the first course, so it's okay.
Exactly, just the first course. Don't forget we have the sushi from Hachi too. So that with the lobster and the I believe it's Wagyu beef. So that brings it up a notch. You know what? This party's going to be going on all the way, of course, past midnight. We're going to be showing you the fireworks from outside. In the meantime, I think we should get to the grub, right? All right, let's see. In the meantime, I guess I'll send it back to Jim and Jessica out at Caesar's.
Marie Mortera has a really cool gig going tonight. She's at a private party up at Panorama Towers, and Marie, you're taking us through what is going to be, what, a 5-course meal?
Well, we'll say 4 course. You know, if you want to count the alcohol, we'll make that 5. I got to tell you guys, it is a very warm and cozy conditions for sure here at the Panorama Towers. I'm calling it the party at the Panorama tonight. And as you can see before us, we are now onto the entree portion of we're eating in just a minute. But first, I introduced you a moment ago to Steve Freese, obviously world-renowned journalist. Your stuff has been featured throughout the world. Stop looking so modest. Come on now. And I got to ask you, what was the biggest story for Vegas for 2010?
Well, I think it's sort of a tie. I mean, the 2 stories I covered the most this year were the Harry Reid race and the economy. And surprisingly, the economy was a big part of the Harry Reid race, but it didn't turn out to be the deciding factor of the Harry Reid race. So they sort of are 2 stories. But the economy, as it pertains to the Strip, and certainly how City Center did, and then how the Cosmopolitan fits into the competition on the Strip now.
Oh yeah, and certainly it's going to be something we're going to be talking about as well, much through 2011. But we'll get into all that stuff in a little bit. But first, before us, again, this beautiful dinner provided to us actually by T-Bones tonight from Red Rock Casino. This all put together. Well, check this out.
Today we're going to be making some lobster and scallop Provençal for our New Year's Eve menu.
T-Bones executive chef Joseph Kudrak starts with the basics.
So we're going to start with some leeks and some shallots and a little bit of olive oil.
Then adds the scallops, tomato, and white wine. And for richness, butter. After all, it is a holiday. Then everything gets put into a lobster half and broiled.
Just enough to toast the breadcrumbs.
And this is the final dish.
It's one of those things that people expect to have on New Year's Eve, and it's a special occasion dish that maybe everybody doesn't get to have all the time.
Welcome to America's Party 2011. Where am I tonight? Well, at the Panorama Towers. And why am I here instead of way up there? Well, first of all, it's actually warm here. Second of all, the view from 22 stories above the Strip is phenomenal. Of course, we have all of City Center and Cosmopolitan across us. Take a look way down there. That's Caesar's Palace that you see off in the distance. That's where Jim, Jessica, and Dan Ball are tonight. And a little bit farther north, that's where Kevin Janison is, of course, with Mayor Oscar Goodman as well. You just caught up with them a short time ago. And let me show you what we see towards the south side. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, you can seriously see all the way down to Mandalay Bay. And even the Sun Coast, I believe, is all the way down there. But as I mentioned, you know what, we also have a private party inside. It's very warm. We have Amy Turner. She's the one who actually lives here. Thank you so much again for letting me host this private party here tonight. There's my date there sitting across the way. Moxie, can you wave? There you go. And of course, we have Steve Freese here. If you've seen, I'm sure, his name, newspapers and websites, sure, all over the world, magazines as well. And last thing we talked about before was what was the biggest moment for 2010. And you mainly talked about the economy. What about entertainment? What can you say about entertainment? Because we obviously have a lot going on here.
Yeah, well, we always do. I think that Garth Brooks and his show, sort of the stripped-down version of a concert, sort of with interesting counter-programming, and did really well. And obviously did very well because they pretty much doubled the prices. That's a big deal. Cirque du Soleil continued to struggle with Viva Elvis and really revamped Believe. So it's kind of interesting that now they've got 2 sort of clunkers on their hands, and the bloom is off the rose there, so they're looking for different types of entertainment on this trip. So when Twyla Tharp comes along with her Sinatra show at the Wynn, the question is, well, is that a new entertainment? Some of these shows are starting to kind of age. Phantom, The Lion King will close next year. Cher will close next year. Celine will come back next year. So there's some stuff to look forward to that's going to be exciting.
And as I mentioned, this was a private party. Of course, you can't have a party without food or drinks. By the way, I should say that this is a rosé champagne that we're doing tonight, courtesy of Southern Wine and Spirits. It's a Nicolas Fouillat. I think I pronounced that correctly. And of course, we're ending our meal tonight with dessert, courtesy of Red Rock Casinos. And how did we put together these? These are actually cheesecake lollipops. Well, check this out.
We put the sticks in them, let them come to temper.
It's a sweet time in executive pastry chef Jarrett Blynn's kitchen, especially when you're making cheesecake lollipops. Bite-sized cheesecakes baked in a mold, frozen, sticked, then decorated.
I'll take a green tea. You're gonna roll it in your, put it in your chocolate.
Yeah, and roll it like that.
And then tap it out a little bit. You'll go into chocolate covered Pop Rocks. And just press it down just like that. Give it a little press. Let it set for a couple seconds, and then you'll have finished product of this.
And here's a look at his other creations. If you're wondering what's up with the handheld desserts,
anybody can feed each other, do whatever they want to do, keep it fun, keep it interactive, and it's no mess.
and of course, this is the final result here on our table. If we can go ahead and show you, you can see that these are the, believe it or not, chocolate pop rocks. Chocolate pop rocks. So if you try one, they actually pop in your, I don't know, when they're crunchy. Oh, I can feel that. You guys know what pop rocks are, right?
Try the cheesecake one.
That's green tea, ooh, dipped in the white chocolate. And again, these are chocolate pop rocks, and I can kind of feel like them popping on my tongue. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? And obviously, again, the drinks tonight brought to us by Southern Wine and Spirits, and such, they do obviously drinks around town, but they're so known for their architecture, but they've contributed to Las Vegas architecture.
Well, Frank Ruvo, who's the owner and the managing partner here, obviously had a very good year this year opening up the Ruvo Center. And the Frank Gehry design of that building is one of many examples of really upscale architecture that's come to Vegas. Certainly all throughout City Center, there are very, very prominent architects, and it kind of speaks really well. And this coming year, we'll see sort of the almost completion of the Smith Center over at Symphony Park as well. So there's a certain sense that things are starting to kind of mature in Vegas. We have better architecture, better shows, just, you know, and I also think that I have a sense, having been around the Strip a lot this week, that there's a lot of optimism about the economy. I'm sure we say this every year around New Year's, but I really think that there's a lot of optimism that things are really finally starting to turn around.
And that's such a good thing, of course, because we want, optimism, lots of positive thoughts as we go into 2011. And speaking of the architecture, let's go ahead and back outside here and show you what we're looking at as we are once again 22 stories up above the Las Vegas Boulevard. And boy, take a look here, absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, fireworks going to be going off the top of Aria after midnight. At midnight tonight, we'll be here showing you this picture exclusively here on News 3.